Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. Today I muse with Lorrine Patterson, author of Freeing Your Heart for Love. She is also a speaker, podcast host, and recently founded her own nonprofit organization, Show Up and Love, which helps teenage girls challenged with depression and abuse through a 30-day self-love program. So that's super exciting and really super interesting. We also talk about her book. Lorrine and I launched our memoirs around the same time. We took the same Hay House writers workshop, so that's how we met, and we've been in touch ever since. She's launched her book, I launched my book, and she's been on the podcast before. It's been about a year. She was actually my very first guest when I started doing guest interviews. She was the very first one. So I'm really loving how, we've come full circle within a year and how we're both in different spaces. She is still writing and she is speaking, and she started a nonprofit organization and has really, taken off in her career and in her passions. And I have launched my book. My podcast is still up and running. I am, a psychic medium. I'm doing readings. I'm on YouTube and just really doing the things that I love. And we're both doing the things that we love. So me and Lorrine talk about, self-love and self-care practices and all that good stuff. So go ahead and take a listen to our episode. So, Lorrine, what have you been doing since Freeing Your Heart for Love?
Oh my gosh, Martine, I've been through so much. But first, I want to say thank you for introducing me to Clubhouse. I spend a lot of my time in there, which really kind of grew my just everything. I've collaborated with so many. That's kind of where it started, was when I joined Clubhouse last year. And as soon as I launched my book, I've sold books in there. My following on Instagram and Clubhouse has grown tremendously. I started a podcast show called Show Up and Love. I'm in season 2 this year, starting in February. I also am writing more books. So I'm part of an anthology that's coming out probably in March. And my nonprofit that I think I shared with you last year, it launched in January. So my nonprofit, Show Up and Love, to help teenage girls, is launched. And I'm going to write 2 more books of my own this year. Wow. I'm also a TV show host. Yeah, so I'm launching a new TV show on Believe in Your Dreams TV network on 11 platforms. And that launches in a couple months. So many good things.
Yeah, this sounds great. And I know that this is all what you've been, working towards. Yeah. So about the space that you've kind of created for yourself on Clubhouse, what kind of rooms are you participating in or starting or doing?
Yeah, that's a good question. I was first going into anything and everything because I was getting familiar with the clubs and my tribe, and I was raising my hand. And at first I wanted to share my story, like my book. I didn't know where that was going to lead me. But as I started coming to these rooms, my self-care wasn't being taken care of. I was being affected, triggered in certain rooms. And I realized that I needed to be specific on where I go and who I support. And so I started becoming a main moderator. I also have my own club. So I became main moderators in these clubs that I resonated with. And so those are kind of the clubs I go into now, regularly. So I have a regular schedule every week in Clubhouse. Right. And it's really kind of helped me with speaking. So mostly speaking. Yeah. That's where I really commend Clubhouse for that, because I was scared to speak. And now I'm it's easy for me now.
Yeah, me too. But that's how I like Clubhouse a lot, but it can get very toxic if you're not very selective about where you go and what
Yes,
rooms you move through.
exactly.
I do like it. I just don't have the time to
Mm,
dedicate
hmm.
to, like I started a club
Yeah.
and I started, I had a few, like people were join my club and, I had a little following because, I did readings on there for people.
Hmm. Hmm.
And so it's just time. It was just time consuming, but I do want to get back on there.
Yeah. Were people paying you to do the
Um,
readings?
I wasn't charging. However, people were sending me energy exchanges,
Nice.
donations.
Yeah.
So it was fine. I wasn't I guess I wasn't there to really charge people at
Hmm.
first, but then people were like, you should really be charging. And
Hmm.
I do charge for my services, if you book me on my website and things like that. But I just felt like I wanted a space where I would just, give free readings to people. And
Hmm.
so
Yeah.
Clubhouse was that.
You should definitely charge because there are people on there that won't
I know.
even bring you up to stage unless you get the Cash App
I know.
first.
I know. I've been in those rooms, and I
Hmm.
know some of those mediums. So, and
Yeah.
I watch what they do, and hopefully one day I'll do that too. Because
Yeah. You
yeah,
will, girl. I see that for you.
yeah. But anyway, back to you. So Clubhouse and the rooms that you've been in, and you've met a lot of people there. I'm
Hmm.
assuming,
A
right?
lot.
So
Yeah.
now you're speaking a lot, and how has your book really like help how has your book helped you in progressing your career in
Yeah.
speaking?
Yeah. The book really kind of was, everybody used to tell me this when, and you probably know this, but when
Hmm.
I launched it, this is kind of your business card. This is your stepping stone into what's
Right.
going to be bigger than that. And I didn't see it. I thought literally I was going to write a book and share my story and that's it.
Hmm.
But I didn't realize how many doors would open for me
Hmm.
and how many opportunities, because when you tell people you're a published author, it's like conversations stop and everybody wants to talk to you, right? And
Right.
so I was helping a lot of people in the beginning, like get their story out, and I was giving them tips on how I started mine. And
Hmm.
so that's kind of like what I did in the beginning. And then I just thought, I want to do a podcast show, and I want to bring on guests that are going to share their stories.
Right.
And then from that, my friend had told me about the TV network, and she's like, "What about a TV show?" And I was like, "Wow, okay." So I'll just take Show Up and Love to the big screen,
Hmm.
and I'm literally sticking with Show Up and Love because even the nonprofit's called Show Up and Love.
Right.
So that brand is just kind of growing, and now with the nonprofit, I mean, I've already talked to several school districts in my area. I'm waiting for my 501c3 to come back from the IRS,
Hmm.
and I'm just waiting to enroll these girls. I'm putting my brochures in Starbucks. Anybody who will take my brochure, because I have
Right.
a brochure, to just promote it. I'm promoting on Instagram, and I'm trying to promote on TikTok and LinkedIn, and so I'm just Facebook. I'm just trying to
Right.
like get the word out. But I literally just launched January 11th, so
Yeah.
I'm
I
giving
really
it
love
some
what you're
time.
doing with that, especially gearing it towards teen girls. Because
Yeah,
if I had a organization like that growing up
yeah,
in my situation and in my, you know, self-love journey as well, I think that would have really changed a lot of the
mhm,
things, that I went through. But at the end of the day, we're all supposed to go through what we go through, right?
yeah, exactly.
But it just goes to show you how, as us, when we came up, there were the whole self-love mindset wasn't even like, especially for women, for girls, young
Hmm.
girls, that wasn't even a thing.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, exactly. It still isn't, because when I give it to the schools,
Hmm.
they all tell me it's like mental health with a twist, because they look at me kind of like, you're going to teach what? I'm like, daily
Okay.
practices to take care of yourself, to teach you how to love yourself, just
Right.
simple daily practices. And people will kind of look at the brochure and they'll be like, oh my God, this is so needed, but it's kind of like unheard of. You know, like,
Right. And it's like a
what are you
light
teaching?
bulb for
Yeah.
people. Yeah. It's like a light bulb for people. Aha moment, like, oh.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Because when I explained to them I was that 16-year-old girl that didn't
Hmm.
have that support, just like what you said,
Yeah.
they were like, oh, yeah, yeah, we really need this. This could really help our teenagers. I'm like, yeah, and we need to do it now
Yes,
because it's just
because
rising.
yeah, the lack of support for teen girls is just
Yeah.
really, really high. And I see it, in, the girls in my neighborhood and just around me in general. And it's still, even though there is so much information out there
Yeah.
for young people in general to absorb and consume, there's
Hmm.
still a major, major like lack of support in that area. So, have you
Yeah.
had girls sign up yet, or
Not yet, because I'm
okay?
still getting the word out and
Yeah.
brochures. I'm planting all the nonprofit seeds. I was planting my book seed last year, and
Mm-hmm.
now I'm
Yeah.
focused on the nonprofit. And
Nonprofit.
I'm scheduling, trying to get the city that I live in. I'm trying to get the mayor. We're going to do an annual fundraiser in July, like a barbecue kind of cook-off thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to. I already have a lady that's going to do it pro bono because I'm trying to
Mm-hmm.
do everything for free because this is not. We're not making money,
Right.
and she agreed to help me. And so I'm trying to get like the mayor to come to this event and just get the buzz out and the word out. And I know by then I will have at least. I'm manifesting 1 to 5 girls at
Mm-hmm.
least this quarter. So we'll see. I'm just letting it organically happen.
Yeah, that's a good size group. I mean, 5 girls,
Yeah.
one-on-one coaching. I believe that's what you offer. What are you offering
Yeah.
them?
So they get a workbook. It's a 30-day guide to loving yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And every day they have a practice to do along with journaling. So they get a journal called your love journal.
Mm-hmm.
And they can write in the workbook and they can use the journal to as an extension of what they want to write. So they have to practice like morning gratitude. They have to practice an affirmation, and then
Mm-hmm.
there's an exercise they have to do, whether it be going outside and walking or dancing, or how do you become brave, how do you have courage. And it's the program's geared towards the 14 to 18-year-old girls because that was the girls that I wanted to focus on.
Yes.
And eventually
Pivotal
it'll get
time.
bigger. Yeah.
Pivotal, very
Yeah.
pivotal time in a teen
Yeah.
girl
So
life.
it'll get bigger, and I want to go younger. I want to go into the elementary schools if I can.
Yes.
But right now it's just me teaching the program.
Mm-hmm.
So I eventually want to like make it bigger and hire more people to help me with this
Right.
mission, because I want to go into other states. My goal is to go all over, not just California. Right now I'm
Yeah.
just focused on California, but
Yes.
specifically my city that I live in.
Yeah,
So
that sounds good. I'd like to get involved in something like that if you ever expand to New
yes, for
York.
sure.
You know what I mean?
I
Like
am
that.
definitely going to New York. That will probably be the first state that I will go outside of California.
Really?
I think
Okay.
New York, especially. So where I'm going, if you're familiar with Oakland
Mm-hmm.
and East Side, San Jose, I'm focusing on the schools also that need it the most. So like kids that are kicked out of high school that go into the secondary schools, and
Right.
also I'm going to try to go into the women's shelter. I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to try to get into the juvenile detention centers.
Okay.
I want to focus. I want to go to Oakland School District. I want to focus on where the trouble is with the teens that
Mm-hmm.
are making not so good choices right now
Mm-hmm.
because of their environment and because they don't get the support in the area they live in. So I'm trying to just plant myself in there. Like if I can just have an office or get a table and just sit there and watch
Right.
people walk by, I just want to hand it out. Hey, have you heard of this? Have you heard of this? But
Yes.
it's
And just
like,
get their attention.
yeah. So that's really kind of my marketing is just I'm just going into places. I just walk in with my
Mm-hmm.
brochure and I said, "Hey, is there anybody I could talk to about this nonprofit?" And I'll get business cards and emails where I can follow up. And I'm just walking in. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
literally my strategy is every day, every
Right.
week, I pick 5 places to just walk in and, hey, here's my brochure. Let me know who I could talk to.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah, and that's how it all starts. You got to
Yeah.
start, really grassroots and then
Yeah.
expand beyond that. Like I said before, like if there was an organization like Show Up in Love when I was 14, 15, or 16, I feel like things would have been, different for me. So that's why
Yeah.
I'm really on board with what you're doing.
Yeah.
So where are you speaking? I know that you're doing some speaking events as well.
Yeah, so I have one coming up the end of February. It's
Hmm.
part of One Woman, and that's a live speaking event. So it's my first live one.
Oh, okay.
But other than that, like speaking in Clubhouse a lot is what I'm
Hmm.
doing. I'm reaching out. What I eventually want to do is get paid for speaking. Right now, I'm like paying to be seen because
Hmm.
nobody really knows me yet. So I eventually want to flip that around. But
Right.
now with the TV show, I'm kind of focused on that because I invested in that, obviously, and I know that this is going to take off this network because
Hmm.
it's a positive, family friendly network where you can inspire and encourage people. So it's kind of like I'm going to reach more people with that, and I'm kind of putting my speaking uh, motivation on hold, and I'm just doing it in Clubhouse. But eventually,
Hmm.
I do want to speak at summits, more summits, women summits
Hmm.
especially. And then I
Yeah.
want to, along with the TV show, I'm focusing on the nonprofit because I want to partner with other nonprofits in the area so that we can collaborate. For example, there's a organization called San Jose Berets, and I think it's San Jose Berets, but like whatever, because they have the same mission, so whoever they have that they can send to me, and so I kind of want to like collaborate
Oh,
so that
okay.
if they have somebody that they can't help, maybe they can send them to me.
Right.
So that's kind of what I'm focusing on instead of the speaking stuff right now.
Yeah. Tell me more about the network that you've started. What
Yeah.
platforms is that gonna
Yeah, it's on
bring?
11 platforms. So it's Amazon, Roku, Fire Stick,
Okay.
LG,
Mhm.
Samsung,
Mhm.
Sony Select, I believe is the one of them. So it's like it's just launched this week, and it's called Believing Your Dreams Television Network.
Okay.
And I don't know if you know Les Brown. You know Les Brown,
I've heard
probably.
of Les Brown, yes.
So he is on the network too, and he's
Mhm.
launching his show called Power Talk.
Okay.
So what made me sign up is a friend of mine who I was on her podcast show. I met her like how I met you.
Mhm.
She had joined a network, and when I saw her joining it, I said, "Wow, I want to join." Just for that word alone, believe in your dreams television network. I was like, wow, I want to be a part of that. I believe in
Mhm.
my dreams. And she didn't get back to me for a while. And then finally, I met with her I was her first guest on her TV show.
Okay.
And she said, I want to talk to you about something. And she literally just said, do you want your own TV show? And at first, I thought I was going to host with her. I didn't
Mhm.
know she was going to give me my own show. And I was like, yeah, of course, I'm not going to turn this down. And I joined, and I've just been enjoying it. It's not launched yet, but
Okay.
I'm surrounded by women who empower other women.
Right.
And it's just a family of loving people that want to change the world, that believe in their dreams. And we have this thing where we all do beep, 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 because the CEO and founder, Dr. Nicole, just
Mhm.
always tells us, get on the bus. We're all on the bus together.
Right.
And I've always wanted to be under a leadership where somebody is just so loving and takes you with them
Yes.
instead of that dictatorship and you will be down there and I will be up here. She treats us like equals, and
Mhm.
it's amazing. I haven't been with them that long, but I'm just filled with so much joy and warmth when I'm around them.
Mhm.
So I decided to join, and I said, I know the money's going to come because you know me, Martine, I
Mhm.
just manifest like crazy. And it came, and I was like, okay, that's my sign. I'm going to join, you
Yeah.
know? So,
Awesome. That's
yeah.
really cool. So when your show launches, I would love to know. Drop me a line and let me know.
Yes, please.
When
Yeah.
when do you think that one is around what time that's
It's
gonna
probably going to
happen?
be, they're saying February or March, which is
Oh,
coming
okay.
up.
All right. So
But I
that's
need
quick.
to start, and I would love to have you as a guest on my TV show. I'm all
Sure.
booked for season one, but
Yeah.
season two, I would love to have you on.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's supposed to launch like February or March or sometime like that. So
Oh, okay. All right.
yeah,
So yeah, keep me posted. Keep me in the loop for that. Yeah. So, let's get back to Clubhouse. What types of rooms are you in? Are they all mental health rooms or self love? What types of rooms do you go in and speak?
Mental health, spiritual rooms.
Hmm.
I'm in a writing club 4 days a week,
Oh, okay.
where I main moderate in that room. That's where I kind of learned all of my writing, really.
Hmm.
Can you hear the wind? No?
Mm,
Okay.
not really.
I just want to make sure because I have my door open. It's kind of windy. Um, but I mean, I'm learning from this is I call them my Writer's Way family because they have helped me learn poetry. I'm writing poetry now. I'm writing
Mm.
alliterations. I never even thought I didn't even know what alliterations was, and I'm just like, what is that?
Hmm.
But now I'm going to launch two of my own books this year, and I'm just blown away by the creativity that these people have helped me find because I
Hmm.
knew I had it like in me, but I wasn't around people that opened it up for me.
Yes.
So I'm just so grateful to have met all these people in Clubhouse, like this anthology we're coming out about. I definitely let you know.
Hmm.
Um, it's 16 different authors from all over the world have come
Okay.
together on this anthology, and it's 9 chapters with 9 different types of writing and 16 different authors. And it's just going to be amazing, this
Mm.
anthology. And I'm a part of it. And I was just like, wow. Like, it's just, we started working on it last year and it's
Hmm.
now going to be released. And pretty soon, not yet. We're still working on the formatting and stuff. But
What type of genre is it? What are you writing? A short story,
so it's
fiction?
like, it's 9 different chapters with 9 different subjects. So, like, the first chapter was Power of 3 Words. And we took one word that we wrote about, but we wrote 3 words to that word. And then we
Okay.
would add on 3 more words to the
Hmm.
next word, 3 more words until we got to about, I think it was 27 or 28 or 29. And then that was chapter 1. And chapter 2 was just, we did different types of poetry writing, like haiku. And each of us has a piece in the book.
Okay.
And so we just went on and on to like, we have generations, we have generational type stuff where you're talking
Hmm.
about millennials, Gen Z, Gen Y, what inspires you in that generation. And
Hmm.
there's just different things like, we talk about inspirations and affirmations. There's music. We write about music. So it's just different things. And it's cool. Like it's all coming together. And we have our book cover concept. And I mean, we just all, like 16 of us, literally none of us has met. We just met on Clubhouse.
Wow, that's amazing. You see how see what this pandemic has done in a way
Yeah.
has brought people together even online. I too, like I met so many people in my spiritual space online too
Yeah.
that I feel like are my soul family, and that
Yeah.
I feel like I've known them for so long, but yet we've never met face to face. You
Mhm.
know, so and we collaborate and do things together just like that. So it's that's a really amazing.
Yeah.
And what other book are you said you're involved in that book, the anthology, and
Yeah.
then you're writing another one by yourself, right?
Yeah. 2 more by myself. I want to
Hmm.
release one by June, by my birthday, and then
Okay.
one at the end of the year of just, like I said, I've been opening up my creative mind,
Hmm.
and these things just get downloaded to me. Like when I was writing my book, things were just being downloaded to me. And
Yes, me
so
too.
I'm just like waking up. I need to put a notebook by my bed. Somebody had told me to do that. But now I wake up and I write it on a Post-it note and I put
Hmm.
it, I put it somewhere to remember my thought. Otherwise it's like out my head.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I mean, those 2 books, they're short. It's just going to be,
Like
I have the,
ebooks? Do you think they're going to be ebooks or they're going to be print?
probably it's probably going to be printed, but I
Hmm.
definitely am not going to spend as much money as I did on my first book
Okay.
because I
Okay.
spent a lot of money on that book. And I really didn't need to, but I didn't know. I didn't have anybody to really guide me. I had a book
Right.
coach, but the last 3 months before I launched, she dropped me from the program.
Hmm.
So I didn't have any guidance. And now that I have all these writers that I'm connected with, they can
Yeah.
help me do it at a more cost effective way.
I mean, we all learn. That's the way we learn, right? From trial and error. And
Yeah.
that's the first time when I wrote my first book, I just did it on Amazon.
Yeah.
And see, my thing is, I'm not very good with marketing. Like the
Hmm.
way I could not have kept pushing and pushing my book
Yeah.
because I'm just like, I guess I'm just lazy, or maybe writing is not the like it for me.
Hmm.
Like I prefer doing my podcast and
Yeah.
doing and my YouTube and stuff like that. So when it came to promoting my book, I was really kind of lazy about it. And I was like, oh, whoever gets it, gets it.
Yeah.
Right.
That's kind of how I am now. I
Yeah.
try, but it's like I just want it to sell
Oh,
organically.
you did a lot of promotion for your book. Like I haven't seen a lot of self-published authors promote like you, like
Yeah.
just a handful I've seen. Like I have quite a few self-published authors on my Instagram that I
Yeah.
regularly follow and engage with, and not a lot. It's literally another job to promote your book.
Yeah, it is.
It's
And
literally
girl,
a job.
I'm managing like several platforms now on Instagram.
Yes.
Just Instagram alone. I mean, I
Hmm.
haven't even gotten over to TikTok regularly. So, and I see you on TikTok now too.
Yes, yes. I dabble in TikTok. I like it. I find the platform so fun and
Yeah.
so hilarious when I'm watching other people's
I like what
TikTok.
you're doing. Like you're pulling the cards and doing these readings for people. I saw
Yeah,
one of them.
yeah. I figured if I'm not on Clubhouse doing it there for free like I had wanted to, I'll do it on TikTok. I do it on YouTube,
Hmm.
and you know, just do it.
Yeah,
You
that's
just put
awesome.
yourself in the space, and
Yeah,
that's all
exactly.
you can do, and everything else will manifest from there, right?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
how, that's what I share with people when they ask me, "How did you do this? How did you do that?" I just put it out there. I
Mhm.
visualized and saw that it was already mine, and I see myself doing it, and it happens. And it's not
Yes.
magic. It's just seeing it, taking the action, and even if it's baby steps towards that,
Yep.
and then releasing the outcome. Like I've been learning to release the outcome, and whatever is good for you will not pass you by. And I have to continually tell myself that, because if
Yes.
something doesn't happen that I wanted, I'm like, you know what? It's okay. It wasn't meant to be. And I
Yeah.
just keep moving on because there's so much in the world. And I'm starting to be around, you know, people who want to compete with me. And I'm like, I don't want to compete with anybody. I'm here to
Yeah.
help people. I'm here to like lift you up when
Mhm.
you're down. I'm going to give you my hand. You know, if you need help, here's my hand. I'm
Mhm.
not going to like, and I love sharing my knowledge, especially about the book. Like when people reached out to me about the book, someone was telling me you should charge for that. I'm like, I don't want to. Why? I mean, I should, but it's literally just a Zoom conversation and it's less than an hour. It doesn't cost a lot to like for that.
I paid someone one
Yeah.
time years ago in when I wrote my first book, the novel that I wrote.
Hmm.
I had no idea what to do, and I was following this self-published author, and she
Hmm.
had one coaching session where she gave you all this information about how to self-publish, and it was like nominal money, maybe like $60 or $70
Yeah.
that she charged. And I thought that it was really worth it. So I did it. And but then I realized once I got into it, I was like, wow, all of this information was already just readily available on the internet anyway.
Hmm.
So
But you learned.
yes, I learned, and but people do that. And I felt like why like I felt like I would never do that because it's
Hmm.
sometimes people just don't want to do the research, and that
Yeah.
was me. I was like, I don't know where to go. I was like confused. I felt like I didn't want to do the wrong thing, right?
Yeah, yeah. Plus, you're inspiring. Like for me, and you know me, you've known me for a year now. But it's like I'm all about inspiration. Like how you see me on social media, I'm like that outside of social media. Like I don't
Hmm.
turn into this like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. It's like I'm
Right.
just all about love and loving people. And now it's like stronger for me this year because I said I'm going to spread it as much as I can
That's right.
because of
Yeah.
all the like families are losing. I just heard a story about this girl that lost her brother, or no, her dad and her sister on the same day from COVID.
Oh
And
my
then
God.
4 days later, she lost her mom. and it's literally wiping out families. And
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like if there was more people to offer love, I feel like we can all pull through this, that everybody that is here that is still breathing has a purpose,
Mm-hmm.
and we have a purpose here, and we need to do what our purpose is. If you can't find it yet, try to find it, try to do
Right.
things that make you feel good, try to help people.
Yeah.
My purpose just fell in my lap. I didn't know I was supposed to be doing this, this whole
Me too.
nonprofit. Like,
Me
this
too.
literally is my purpose. Like, I know I am
Yes.
supposed to go through all of that pain for 29 years so that I can help these teenage girls. I know that, like, in my heart, that that's what I'm supposed to do.
Absolutely. And absolutely. And like you said, that's why you went through it. So because you can't help other people heal
Yeah,
if you haven't gone through what
exactly.
you're helping them to heal. You know what
Exactly.
I mean? So I definitely, like you, I definitely know that mediumship and healing is my
Mm-hmm.
purpose too. That's why I went and learned Reiki and energy healing
Mm,
and sound healing. So,
nice.
um, yeah, we'll just
That's
see where
awesome.
that goes, and as well as this podcast.
Girl, you're going places. I see that
I,
for you.
I hope so. I
You
really hope
are.
so.
You are. I'm going to manifest that for you.
Yeah, and that's what I was about to say. You know why you manifest so much?
Why?
Because you are in a the constant vibration of love. You're
Yes.
at the highest vibration that you can possibly be. So of course all you're going to attract
Mm-hmm.
is what you're vibrating at,
Yeah.
and you're going to attract good things. That's why you manifest so quickly and you manifest good things. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's just coming. My friend Henry tells me, be ready for the tsunami.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
it's just January, Martine. And I've been, even for my nonprofit, I have an investor and a donor that
Mhm.
already has reached out to me. And I'm just blown away. It's like, wow, I literally was crying when I was talking to her, because I was like, she put the angel emoji, and I met her in Clubhouse, out of all places, and she was a donor, and she
Yeah.
said, I want to talk to you about your nonprofit. And I was like, wow. And somebody reached out to me about being featured in a magazine, which I'm going to send you the link to this Women Who
Okay.
Podcast magazine.
Okay.
They feature people in their magazines, women
Oh, nice.
podcasters.
Oh,
So
nice. Yeah,
it's
send me
called
that.
Women Who Podcast, and you can apply to be featured in their magazine. And they reached out to me, and they're going to put me in their 1 year anniversary edition. I was like,
Awesome.
wow.
Yeah, send me that link.
So whenever
Yeah.
there's an opportunity, I don't say no. I'm just encouraging everybody, just say yes, even if it doesn't work out. Don't say no to opportunities, because you don't know where that could lead you to.
Yeah. And I feel like, since this whole conversation really is, um, we were talking about self love before,
Mm-hmm.
and that's really a lot for me. Like self love is a mindset, and I don't know
Yeah.
if you agree with that as
Yeah.
well. Um,
Wholeheartedly.
because, and it's really more than just taking care of yourself physically too.
Mm-hmm.
It's about knowing when to say yes, knowing when to say
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
putting up those boundaries, and really knowing that you deserve, the best, and that you
Yeah.
are enough, and things like that. So I really feel like, um, your story, and my story, although they are different stories, it's the same thing. It was both stories about self love and loving yourself, knowing what you're worth.
Yes.
And, you, like I said, you manifest so easily because you're like at this highest vibration.
Mm-hmm.
And it's amazing to watch. It's amazing to watch. And this year, 2022, is going to be such an amazing year for all light workers.
Wow,
Okay.
really?
Because I consider you a light worker. Okay. I don't
Yes.
know if you,
Yeah, I do. I
um,
do. I have considered myself that now. It took me a
yes,
while, though. I was like, am
yes,
I? I think I
yes, you
am.
are. Um, um, it's the 6th year, 2022. If you add that up, it comes up to six, and
Mm-hmm.
six is the number of like coming home. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Victory.
Yes.
Being seen, being heard, like a
Yes.
celebratory, like people seeing you, people celebrating you.
Yeah.
So, and I really feel like it's going to be a really great year for all people who hold light and hold space for others, you know?
Wow. You're
Yeah.
touching my soul with that. I literally like my angel card, Martine. I pull angel cards every day
Mm-hmm.
since last year, and I sleep
Okay.
with them under my pillow. But I
Yes,
pull from two
perfect.
decks. I pull
Yeah.
from Radley Valentine and Kyle Gray,
Mm-hmm.
and the Radley Valentine deck I pulled today. You just said victory was a victory card.
Yeah. See?
So that's the messages I've been getting. I was getting them last year, but
Mm-hmm.
I said, where is the victory? And then as soon as January hit, all of a
Yeah.
sudden, all these opportunities started coming. I'm like, that's what the angels are talking about.
Yes, yes. Because a lot of people think that when you get a reading, it's supposed to happen like right then and
Yeah,
there or the next day, but
exactly.
it's just about your energy. And if you
Yes.
maintain that same energy, then it's coming,
Yes.
you know, because energy is fluid. Now, if you don't maintain that energy at the time of the reading, then you don't know what's going to happen. But,
Yeah.
you know, it's very fluid and it can change. But yeah, yeah. So this has
That's
been a really
awesome.
great talk.
Yeah, I'm gonna contact you. I want a reading from you. I want to
Of
get a reading
course.
because I haven't done that in a while. I just pull for myself.
Yeah, of course, of course. You know, that's what I do. Thank you for joining me, Lauren. Thank you so much for being on the show. And for anyone that wants to reach out to Lauren, where can they find you, girl?
Well, Instagram is my tribe, so I would say
Hmm.
at writing is my kismet, which is the Instagram, and on the Instagram there's a link that will lead you to my podcast. It'll lead you to my nonprofit, my
Hmm.
website. So I would just go to Instagram and you'll find everything about me there.
Okay. Well, I'll have that in the episode description so everyone can
Thank
have
you.
a link to that. And again, I want to thank you, everyone, for listening, everyone for watching on YouTube, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.